Hello, viewers. Thanks for watching these success stories and thanks for being here today. And Sriram Kumar here with Dhanabal from UAE. And he's a pretty successful person in UAE. And we're going to talk about what he does there. Before that, first, congratulations, Dhanabal, for this wonderful achievement.
Thank you. Many thanks, Mr. Sriram. Thanks for your support and guidance. And just one correction. I'm not in UAE. I'm in Saudi Arabia, KSA. Just one correction. I was there in UAE. I was there in UAE. Then for the last 7 years, I'm in KSA.
Saudi Arabia. Riyadh. You said Riyadh.
Right.
Good. So we will bring up your certificate to see that. Here it is. On October 22nd, at least 1 week before, he got certified. And I'm sure he's packed with his job nature. And on top of that, he was able to spend some time and prepare and apply. So let's listen from him how this all happened. Before we jump into, can you give some heads up who you are, where you come from, what's the nature of job?
Basically, I'm a civil engineer, graduated in 2000 and started working in various construction projects in India, especially in metro infrastructures. So after my graduation, I was moving all around like India, like most of my time in Delhi and in Chennai, in between. And then in the middle of the first 2006 or something, I planned to move to Dubai. That was my first international opportunity. I was joining international projects. I was so excited to part of that project. So I learned a lot. And then from that point, after Delhi Metro, Dubai Metro, I was there for 5-6 years, from starting from scratch to handover. So that gave me a full kind of lot of exposure. And then I moved back to Chennai. I was working with Chennai Metro, then Qatar Metro, and then now for the past 6-7 years now in Riyadh Metro. Wow. So basically, we do construction. We build infrastructures, deep underground structures, station buildings, and associated tunnels and annex structures. So which it makes a major change to the society. Like once the project finish, the landscape of the city changes. So we feel proud of being, So
that's a good feel, right? It gives a
right.
Feel. So what do you be? Be the person who decide most of the work to be done, or you involve in the design?
Actually, our part comes into execution. Like execution in the sense, it's a big kind of it's a program. Actually, it's, as I said, it's 22 stations. So okay. I'm responsible for a station and then a couple of other sites together as a stretch. So right. we take the land, like we take the land from the various stakeholders, and then we started occupying and managing from fencing it, and then start excavation till completion and handing over.
Okay, so you make a dry land into a usable.
So my main job is executing the plan. It's a program plan, right? It's a big set. We usually do a lot of similar small phases. Like there are a lot of subcontractors involved, a lot of mini projects involved in our station. So it's like we do the same process within a big. We set into the big program. We do the similar process into this, phase by phases kind of.
Got you. It's good to know that you are mostly into metro. So anything on metro, you will be in and out of metro details. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. I built my career in metro. Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes the classes pull the example of metro construction, but
I saw. Yes.
So knowing that somebody expert sitting there.
Right. Nice. Actually, during classes, when I joined, I was in January batch. So the timing, actually, I was about to leave from my office. So I put you in recording in the car. I just listen, and then I drove back to home. And then immediately I start doing my, I have a mini gym in my home. So I used to do that. So I couldn't get time to interact. So, but I listen, I connected to the TV and I keep doing and watching. I very little time I get, to interact with you. But however, I listen to your advices, to the people whoever ask questions like that. Whatever I supposed to ask a question, before I ask, people ask. So fine, let me listen back and listen. So that thing.
That's great. Good enough. Good enough. So now, I know you are in the industry for a long time. So you may feel you are a little bit matured and you know things. Now,
Yeah.
certification is not mandatory for you.
Exactly.
Without certification, also you can do a good job. Now, what made you to think of a certificate?
Actually, my journey started way back in 2008. Actually, in 2008, when I was a young engineer, say 12 years back, I heard about the PMI, and then I joined the course, and then I was planning to take the exam. I was not knowing about the real potential of PMP, and then I gave exam in 2008, but without sitting one mock exam. I couldn't make success on that exam, but without knowingly, I took that exam in 2008 actually. Then I thought I could try it. Then due to some reasons, I unable to continue. And then, but my career was improving. I was going position by position. So I thought, let me do it. But due to my, I was growing. So I was I was working 12 to 14 hours per day. So I was fully staying at site, and like a hardcore, civil engineering professional is always just to stay at site, and you don't get time. If you read something at site, people will look at like, oh, what you're doing at site, like you're reading, your office guy or something. So, and then when I moved to Qatar, I got a little bit time, and then I again started opening the PM book. At the time, the third edition becomes fourth edition, and like the edition was changing. What's this? Why it's keep changing? I was not knowing really. And then again, I moved to Saudi Arabia. They totally forgot about the PMP. I was not, anyway, I'm getting good salary. I'm getting my promotions. And I thought, I don't know whether it's required or not. I totally, without knowingly, I just ignored, or we can say not showing interest kind of. Then the Corona period started. Like during that time, I thought I could do something. So I was into the stocks and research kind of, like I always do the business. I like business analysis and financial analysis. So I spent a lot of my time into those reading annual reports of companies, and started investing, and uh, the financial risk kind of stuff I used to read. Then I thought, why don't I do that PMP, the thing which I touched 2008, I could do it this time because I got time. I didn't complete that. Why should I'm jumping it in another, So then I realized, okay, let me apply. Then I came across some of the videos of yours. At the time, the PMP, the face of PMP was changing. Like you said, the new eco is coming, and so I thought this is the right time because it's changing, and even I should do it. If otherwise, I started asking question to myself why I'm not doing that. Then I started on January, February, like those classes and all. Then I initially planned to give to take my exam on April, but unfortunately, I was away with my family, so I thought. Then I got a vacation approved, so I went back to Chennai. I thought I could come back and give again, but I got stuck due to Corona. I was there for 3 months with the family. I couldn't get chance to open my book. So, but however, I managed to read one time this Mike Griffith book one time at least whenever I get time during my vacation. Then I returned back July, and then okay, this time there is no more further prolonging this. It's almost going to be end of this year. Then I thought I could give it in September, and then my score was not okay, so I was a little bit delaying. I used to get 2 hours or maximum 3 hours study per day. So very, within that time, I would like to spend more time, but I couldn't. Maybe due to my nature of work, I get tired in the evening. I don't get, when I open the book, 1 or 2 hours I read, then I get tired. Then finally, I thought I could give in October. So I booked, and then it's a long journey kind of starting from 2008. However, I managed this thing.
Really impressive journey. One thing I found is back of your mind, it is always that you want to do this course, right? Nearly 12, 13 years.
If that's something you should finish, kind of used to say, right? I used to say in the classes, like try to invest some of your money and time. It will give you like those are like a striking kind of like, yeah, I should do this. Anyway, I used to read a lot, but my focus has been shifting here and there, like financial. I should do this GAR, the financial thing, CF. I was focusing to do CFA and other stuffs. So let me finish this first, and then we will eventually will proceed. Kind of.
That's really good. Yeah, we used to talk about a lot of investments in property, of course, needed. But beyond property, I currently, 21st century, I feel that more than property invest here, You become a wise man. When you become a wise man, your family becomes a wise family. They live a better life. Even
We
with
call
the
it diversity. We invest in different stocks and invest something onto your brain. It's a kind of diversity.
And there are times when a lot of insecure life, people invested more in gold, land, property. Even now it's there, but more than that, I feel investing on the brain, they can survive anywhere in the world. Imagine the kids are well learned. They can go anywhere. They can stay in somewhere Sri Lanka, in Arctic, Antarctic, one bag, one dress, eating food, a wise person. That's enough. No need a big villa, gold, nothing.
World is changing. Yeah, right.
Mindset is changing. You don't need to still buy property. All that's all
Exactly.
old fashion. Now new fashion is knowledgeable
Invest
wise.
in yourself. 25%.
Yeah. I think in another 10, 20 years, kids all won't like the property stuff. They'll say, okay, you keep the property, I'm traveling some other place.
Managing property is a big thing. You can buy property easily, but how you manage it? You will be roaming around the world. Very difficult. It's difficult. You don't get...
Imagine 20, 30 years back, world will become pretty open. Kids will be there at your home. They'll be some other place. Tell the dad to maintain the property, I'll be some other place.
At least you can carry. If you invest yourself, you can carry. You don't need to put a caretaker or something. Right.
That's a nice one. So now I'm getting you are into more of a metro world, and I can understand that it's going to be a well-planned way of working. You cannot do a haphazard because huge amount of money, risk involved, and sponsorship. They keep an eye on what's happening, right? So you have to show a proper plan before you start the work. If that's the case, I rightly you said you read Mike Griffith book. Now Agile is trending out. That doesn't mean predictive won't live it. Predictive is there. But how do you see Agile for you as a learning process?
See, in my project, there are a lot of uncertainties. Despite the upfront work planning, everything is perfect. But for example, my project, I could not talk more about the project thing, but I'm giving you an outline. There are a lot of uncertainties. Taking a land and developing the land, making your construction. There are a lot of uncertainties. You have to deal with the people. You have to deal with the interface departments, third parties. You have to deal with the government agencies. So there is no proper plan to deal with these people. Whoever expert in those areas, like if I'm good at my interpersonal, I used to get the land, I used to interface with the people, I expedite my thing. It depends site to site. Like some good station managers can make it very quick, proper sound interface things, and then they give good progress. They used to complete the thing. But Agile, for me, it seems to be we can start incorporating Agile concepts into our field. As I said, my plan for the station is starting from 2014 to 2021. Within that, there are a lot of mini phases into it. So we could apply those things. Like already I'm applying the Kanban board, the stand-up meetings and retrospects. These are all, because in our field, lessons learned, as we discussed in the classes, lessons learned, it comes always at the end of the project. During you record those lessons learned, you forget everything, like what I learned, what I did differently. So I thought I could record it everything time to time. When I do piling, what problems I faced during that construction time, I keep recording, and this helps. Like once a geotechnical investigation finishes, then we used to have that, the lessons learned kind of stuff. So this helps. So for me, I see a lot of potential agile concepts will be coming into our field. So it's going to help me a lot. Like in next 10 years, for sure, this hybrid will apply. Not 100% agile, but it will apply. I'm confident about this. Definitely, there will be lot of phases or packages. The agile concepts is going to work.
Perfect.
That I see now.
Perfect. I think the viewers who are watching this video, anyone from a non-agile background, I think that was giving you clarity that agile is like applicable, flexible, and I think agile, what I feel is it's a general common sense of how can you move with people easily, how can you satisfy the customer as early as possible, whatever way. Doesn't mean you have to show a metro full train construction, but definitely you can touch with them regularly. What is happening, how things are going. I think that's a good point from you. Nice way. So, as you said, you have very less amount of reading time, and and you have packed a job. And can I assume that you read any specific books for your exam, like PMBOK, Rita?
As you advised, PMBOK is always, I see, wonderful. As you said, it's a gold standard. I love that book. I read 2 times the PMBOK, and then Rita 2 times, because I got my journey, as I said, from January to October, I got plenty of time. So in you're the small version, the what you say, that the agile concepts with the pictures, a lot of pictures, the agile guide, that one, the agile practice guide, the annexure of that one 2 times, everything 2 times, like go through it 2 times, like Mike Griffith 1 time. Because it's but it's quite interesting. When I started reading, I couldn't, like a storybook kind of, what's next. So it's really good book. So that's the reason I was still telling you, like, I could go for this ACP, because I love that concepts. It's very simple, easy. I don't see much related to, people say it's a software oriented, but it applies to all, like, for me, yeah. So PMBOK, Agile Practice Guide, Rita, and then that small book, the green with the pictures, and your material. Of course, your material is like when you're relaxing, just open your your material. It's bullet points, the sketches and all. It's really good. So when I walk, I used to keep the book on the treadmill, and then I just. So it was good. It was good. It was good.
I can see effective time utilization from you. That's really
because the time, as I said, very difficult. It's 2 hours.
Yeah. At the level of growth, growing higher and higher, time will be not.
But the important point, as you said, consistency. Consistency is the key.
Yeah, keep doing that. Fantastic, good. So you approached the exam. So how do you plan your exam? Center-based, or you made a proctor? How do you plan your exam?
In Riyadh, I try to make, I prefer to do it center-based because I don't want to take risk. So I thought I could see some center-based. There is no centers. They say go to Dammam, or maybe wait for 3 months. After, when I looked into April, they said in June, July, you'll be getting a date. But it's not. It's showing it's a dummy date. So you don't find centers here. So it's a proctor-based. So it's a proctor-based. I booked it in proctor-based. I thought I could do it in my office. So I cleared my office. My office is full of drawings. My wall is always, like books, everything I cleared. I did mock-up kind of every Friday, like 2 Fridays I took before, like 22nd, the last Friday was my exam date. And the previous 2 Fridays, I mock myself, like I go with my computer, I do exams. I ask everybody to go out because Fridays are weekend. So I lock my office. I do this because I want to sit those 4 hours. It was a difficult task for me, as I said. So I did this 3 mock-ups I gave. It's full 4 hours. And this happened in Friday. So this exam was like another one kind of stuff.
Very good. Very good.
So that was my...
Right. Very good. Well planned. I can see a well planned execution from you.
Right.
Nice.
I don't want to miss the bus. Like it's already delayed, so I should do it. Right.
Nothing late here because my youngest candidate is 65 years old. At the age of 65, he's also from Dubai. He's one of the son of Burj Khalifa construction worker.
Oh, yeah.
65, he joined. 66 or 67, he got certified. So
you told me about that in this. Yeah, right.
That's the youngest man I have. So.
Right. Youngest. Okay.
So how was the exam for you? Paper, how does it look for you?
Actually, the exam was like, for me, I don't feel like, I used to hear from your interviews, like, the success stories. People say it started, then suddenly changed. I don't see those roller coasters. I see everything like starting from the question 1 to question 180, all are same. I don't feel it's the roller coaster kind of thing. It's a similar one. And it was like, I don't feel it. It's difficult. It's a quite normal one.
Moderate.
Yeah, moderate. Yes. It's full of hybrid. Every questions you will have agile. Somewhere they touch. There is no ITTO kind of. ITTO may be there. Indirectly, they may be asking this. But yeah, if you know the concepts, you can pick it up.
Perfect. I think your experience also counts there. How you look at the question. There are people little less in the experience and struggle with the question because they're not seeing the real life. So book knowledge alone will not help in the exam. You will be
Correct.
struggling. So a person who come across roller coaster in a personal life, do well.
Okay.
A
Right,
person
right.
live a flat life in office, go there with roller coaster. There are some people,
Right,
right?
right.
Join the job, same flat. Go to office,
Right,
come back. Go to office, come back. Go to somebody go to office. It'll be like a Monday to Friday. Okay.
right, right,
For them, exam will be like flat.
right, right. Correct,
That's why
correct,
the
correct.
differing interview keep coming up, right? That's how it is.
That's why different interviews, different something new from every interviews. So I don't miss those interviews. It's really good to watch. Like,
Happy to see. So now, if you want to give some thought process for the people preparing,
yeah.
specifically people who come like a background where you say more of a predictive nature, maybe some years of gap. I know you took your books maybe 10 years, 12 years later. So
Mm.
for them, what is your thought? What do you want to advise them?
So actually, if every day you read something, like if you are good in reading, you should, for the people whoever is not, like for me, like a big gap kind of thing. If you are into reading or something, if you read every day, that's going to help you. Like you can crack anything. Like whatever exams you pick, you will succeed. Just, find a time. And then for me, like personally, I feel focus is important. I focus. I pick many books, many targets, many goals at a time, and I couldn't finish. So that thing is bit thing. If you are clear at your goals, just pick it and keep put dedicated time in it, and then you will do it. Like, so I would say even age doesn't matter. Age is what, like as you said, 65 years younger student, so it doesn't matter. Just keep
Right.
consistently working. That will be good. 1 or 2 hours is okay. You used to say 4 hours. I try 4 hours. Even I used to tell my kids 4 hours study is good. You get what you want. But for me, I managed to be in 2 to 3 hours max. Fridays, yes, more than 4 hours.
Yeah.
So
Right.
right,
That's good. Good for the people preparing. Nice. And again, one more thought for the people is whatever they read, the scores are not going high. So they
yeah.
are stuck with the practice exams. Do you have any tips for the people how to read a question?
So it's like, if you say even when I started reading, my exam scores are 60, 62, 65 kind of. But after you read second time, like if you into more, if you spend more time, your confident level, it raises. Like I felt it actually. So if you first, like because the book is so heavy, you need a lot of time. The moment you keep reading in, looking and putting into your subconscious mind those concepts, then definitely your confidence level improves. For me, I say read at least 2 times. That will raise your confidence level. So I felt it. I felt after reading 2 times, my my confidence level raised. My scores also raised up to 70. I gave 3 mock up. I used to attend your weekly mock test. From initially I get 65, 70, and then 70 I get, and then ACP I don't get more than 60 at the time, because ACP, like I read one time this Mike Griffith, I get around 60, 65, but not less, not more. But PMP, the weekly mock, I get 60, 70, 70 more. And then when I took a first mock of Sriram Learning first mock, I scored 86 and I completed 1.5 hours. Why?
Wow.
Because most of the questions, like I felt, I know this question, kind of, because I practiced your mock. So I thought something is related to that. Maybe second, third mock, maybe a little bit next level. So then I took Prepcast mock 2 times. I scored exactly 70. 2 times first mock 70, second mock 70. Why my score is not more going beyond 70? What's happening? Then I did gap analysis, like what I missed. What I missed is techniques. Concept, it's in my mind, but the techniques, like when I read quickly, I miss the point, what they asked. Like those tricks, that will tell that if you understand, or if you be well versed with the tricks, that will give you 20 marks, 30 marks easily, because the tricks is everywhere in the exam.
Right.
So
Right.
that has to be focused.
Well said. Well said. Thanks. Thanks for the point. Because people
Yeah.
listen to these stories to get any tips there will help me. I think this
Yes.
portion, what you said, is going to help. Right? That's
Yes. And one
super.
problem I faced actually during my exam, when I started my exam at 8 o'clock, and then the proctor asked me to shut down your background process. So I was looking into this background process. It was showing background processes 70. Then I started put end task to all, but it's not happening full. I selected all, it's not selecting all. I have to make it one by one. So I was bit, what is this 70 background processes running in my computer? The proctor is asking me to shut this down. Then I started doing one by one, one by one. So then from 70, it went down to 40, 18. Again, it started coming up like something happening in my computer. I said, what's this? I was a little bit upset. What's this? Why it's happening? Then I asked in proctor chat box, please, could you please help me out? I'm trying to put end task of this process, background processes, but it's keep growing. So what to do? They said, wait. Then the window popped up and shows you're in queue, 8, 6, 7, like that. I was waiting for 10 minutes. Then once the queue, I was in the first, my number was, my number turned out. Then I thought somebody will respond to me. Then immediately the exam started. So they didn't solve anything. They didn't tell me, and they only asked me just shut down your background processes. And I tried to do it. I couldn't do it. I did it, but I couldn't make it 100%. Because some of the, I'm not a software guy. Some of the background process may be linked to the Pearson stuff. So I don't know. Suddenly I could end that. I don't know. So
computer, they needs to run on its own. Like even though you close your eyes, stop your breath, something will be functioning inside, right? You should, if not, a computer will not run. So those processes keep running. I believe the main thing, what they want, you would have shut down. That's why they started the exam.
Maybe the Skype app, maybe not. I shut down all things.
Right. See, problem is there are a lot of malfunction happening here. A lot of malpractice happening here. People are trying to do exam in a different cheating way. So they're trying to stop those process. That's what happened. Then they found you genuine with some other service stopper. They would have maybe that 15 minutes will be never.
So I was waiting for them to reply. Okay, I was waiting for them to reply me. I started what they're going to reply me. Then I said, 2:30 minutes started. Oh, then there is exam. Okay, questions. I was a bit nervous. Then smoothly, then I handled. So that was the thing. These things. When I watch your interviews, everybody says different experience. So I couldn't see somebody saying this end task process. Something will pop up. So it was good thing. So let me share this. Otherwise, even though you clean your computer one day before, something will come and. It will make you nervous on that day.
I keep telling people use the personal laptop, don't use Office, and make it fresh copy in the sense of close all the other systems before you start, because there is something called firewall keep running, which tries to protect your computer. That firewall will not allow the Pearson application to run. They'll have a fight with one another. So that's what the problem is. Anyhow, there was a thriller for you.
Yeah. So as you said, I didn't use my office laptop. I used my personal laptop. But my personal laptop, a lot of stuff, Prime Video, Netflix, all. I removed everything. I kept clean one day before. Still, I face this problem. Then finally, yeah.
See, that was one person. She used 3 laptops. One, they said, no, it's not working. You are not visible. Then she went to second one. Then they say you are not visible. Third one, then they canceled it. They said, we'll give another time.
Oh.
She was pissed off that day. 4-5 hours waited. Again, they got. See, the whole journey becomes, why the hell are
you get disturbed? You should calm and quietly do the exam. Otherwise, all these things will make you nervous.
If the exam becomes normal, moderate questions, you are fine. Already in trouble. Exam becomes more tougher.
Right.
But anyway, I tell people that these are the situations that tell you how is your leadership quality. Are you able to play the rough ground also, or you want always a smooth track? So when this kind of situation happens, it shows your emotional intelligence. Are you able to tackle it?
Right. That's the reason I took that mock-up. I took the previous Fridays just to avoid this kind of stuffs. But again, this was new thing. I said, something is coming in your way, like you have to manage it. It will test your...
I believe that 10 minutes you would have asked the God, why me?
Yeah, I said, I'm in a cool mood. I already did my mock, everything. I was perfect. I removed everything. Then why suddenly... then when the exam starts, I took 10 minutes to settle down to, it was 8:15, 8 o'clock I supposed to start. I started, then it shows like, don't worry, you will get your time. You will get your full time. I know that, but why you're making me nervous? Like when you, then finally, then it's okay.
They tested your emotional intelligence. How are you?
Yeah. So all those questions I took, I would say 70 minutes for the 230 to 150 first 60 questions. And then second 60 questions, so I took from 150 to 70. So 80, 70. The last part was 70 minutes. It was okay for me, like a smooth, like 1 minute before. I tried to review, but I couldn't review. I didn't change anything during my review. I got 1 minute to review. And then before 1 minute, I submitted. Immediately, I got a message.
Super. Great. Really, really good achievement. I think that achievement gives you self-satisfaction. And you started feeling that I can do more now.
Exactly. Right. That gives me more confidence. And then I love agile concepts. So that's the reason I plan. It's not about I covered most of thing I do the agile, but it's really that's going to be a future kind of. In my project, it will be useful in future.
Perfect. I'm so happy a person from construction keeping agile is important because many not aware of it. I'm keep telling people that get ready, don't miss the bus. After 10 years, don't feel that shit, man, I should have learned. Learn right now, start talking agile. It is going to be the market. Whether you like it or not, it's going to be the market. No other go.
Yes.
That's interesting. So how much a family supported for you?
I didn't tell this exam to my family because why? Because I'm staying alone, my family away. So I utilized the time. I gave 1 hour, like in the evening, I talked to my wife, my kids. After that, I shut my mobile and I opened my laptop and do all this stuff. So I didn't tell anything. After I passed, I informed my wife, I passed. And she said, you didn't tell me anything. Okay, what tell? I'm doing a lot of things. This is one of the things.
Oh, wow.
So
I can sense you like a Russian spy. After closing the call, you open your box and start working.
Exactly. So I didn't tell anything. My wife was wondering why this guy is not talking about any investments. Why he's not talking about much about. We were doing some construction in my hometown. So I said, you take care. I'm busy. I'm into the seminar. You're always into the seminar. Yes, I'm into the seminar. I'm learning. So you take care of kids. Why you're, you should teach your kids. I'll do it. I'll find my time to do this stuff. But I manage like. So I didn't tell anything because if the family stay with me, they are possible. Like they know what I'm doing. Since they're in India, so I got time and then I managed. I didn't say. I just finished and said I just done this. So they're happy. So okay, like good. So that is important.
Nice.
If you're alone, you should utilize your time like that rather than spending time on Netflix or watching web series and all. This is a good thing.
That's a good thing. You put investment into your own growth.
Right.
And I think now you can share this video with your family and a kid. They'll be, my dad rocks.
Some of my engineers, they ask about that. I shared my experience, but I said, just follow the classes and these tips. Just watch those lessons learned from where. When people talk about the mistakes, you learn from others' mistakes. That is good thing. So that is important thing, and no need to do your own mistakes. Just look at the people and learn from them.
Nice.
That is
good.
important.
Good take from you. Thanks. Super. Great. Thanks a lot, Mr. Dhanabas, for coming up here. And it's quite nice to listen to the whole journey of yours and a lot of takeaways, book reading, and the limited time what you had in this time, what you read, and your practice system, and how to look at the question to improve the scores. And in exam hall, how you should be, like the process, keep running the problems. And it's a full journey, it's a good experience. I'm sure for all the viewers who are watching this video, it will be helpful. So good wishes to the viewers. And I keep telling that you cannot copy what he did. It won't work. Try to get the ingredients and apply your own concepts.
Exactly.
That will work.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the point. Super great. Any last note from you, Mr. Darbal?
Sri Learning supported me a lot. Like I found Sri Learning through last year when you appeared and said the PMP is changing. So there I started. So after that, I saw a lot of videos and a lot of success stories. So your performance, your output is higher than somebody else. Like when I see, so I should not miss this. So I should. Then I thought, okay, that's good. And I joined and asked my subordinates, my engineers to join. So some of them also joined. So whoever want to improve themselves, they should do this. And your institute, I mean, of course, Mr. Raul, and nothing to ask. Everything is there. Like you just pick it what you want. Your videos, your class materials, quality of material, sources, networks, people's experiences. Everything is fantastic. It really helped me a lot. And of course, it's without your support and the team support.
I really like the way you prepared. I'm so impressed the way you implemented massive projects. I'm sure what you learned here will be applied over a period of time.
Definitely.
And you'll see a lot of change and growth in your career as well.
Exactly. Right.
Great. Good wishes. Keep rocking. And thanks for being here with us.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sam. Thank you. Thanks, Sheila. Thank you.